My name is Derek from Derek and Friends, and I am interviewing my good friend Michael Smaltz
Woo woo.
from Noonan, Georgia. He and I, we went to Lee together. He is my good friend, and we're going to discuss about what it means to be creative and to be used by God through creativity. Um, I'm going to start off with talking about different questions regarding his story and how he began as an artist. So, the first question I want to ask is, how did you know, or how did you start out as an artist?
That's a good question. By the way, thank you for having me, Derek. You rock. It takes an artist to know an artist, I guess. So, Derek, thank you for for inspiring me. Okay, so if I heard you right, it's okay. Actually, I don't even remember the question. Say it one more time.
Okay. How did you start out as an artist?
Yes. Okay. How did I start as an artist? Honestly, it kind of started when I was a little kid. My parents had got me just like a little like an art desk, and I would just draw the toys that I had. I would draw the Legos that I used to have, um, or my neighbors or my teachers, and I would draw them, and then I'd give it to them. And some of my teachers, they would like hang it on their whiteboards, and so it just kind of over time I got more experience or more schooling in it, but it's been an interesting journey along the way.
Yes, awesome. I feel like kind of vibrate from what you're saying. As a kid, like doing drawing stick people, and then drawing like what I saw. Like I could see something and I could draw it, and it looks just like what I'm looking at. And
Mhm.
just being a child, I guess we start out like as kids what we're going to be when we're growing up, but we don't know it yet, but we know that we're going to do it later on down the road, like being an artist and a creative. Just
Mhm.
I had creativity on my hands, and God used me and guided me through that. It's like
Mm. And you
part,
inspired me a lot too.
yeah.
Like when we met it in college, even in like the graphic design class, because I really didn't know much about graphic design until I met you, and you really helped me like in with logo making and stuff. And um, so yeah, this is I don't know, this is the perfect collaboration.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, it's like how it's like similar to what a beautician, they cut hair when they were kids, and us we drew.
Hmm.
And it's like every other creative has their own start in life, and I guess as kids we grow into that. As adults, it just modes us and makes us, who we're going to be. So
Hmm.
yeah.
It seems like it gets more strict, I guess. It feels like there's more, I guess maybe in my experience, it seems like when I was a kid, it was like you just draw whatever and you draw it how you want. And then and then more, I guess high school, college, it was more like I there were a lot of restrictions and rules, and but at the same time they did encourage you to kind of go outside the lines, but when you apply like the basic, I guess, guidelines or something of drawing, and so it's a bit ironic at times because like uh there's there's times where you can be more loose, but then other times more you have to be a little bit more tight. But I guess it depends if you're going for realism or abstract. And so I guess it depends on the person.
Guess like the teacher wants us to be the best artists we can be. Like
Mhm.
we had Mary together,
Yeah.
and she pushed us
That's
to be the
scary.
best
Yeah.
and she's just down to earth. She helped us through every single problem. Helped
Seriously.
us. Yes. It was like she was our little um
Like
little inspirer.
yeah, yeah. A little muse.
Mhm. um she had this baby. Well, she had this big baby bump, and
Yeah, she was pregnant, I think, when we were having in our class or something.
mhm.
But no, she already had her baby, I think. But I don't remember. This was about
Toe back to so a while ago.
oh my goodness.
But I feel like just her teaching us that stuff and us applying that stuff helped me to step out of my comfort zone and create like
Mhm,
drawings. It inspired my love for charcoal
mhm,
and graphites, and just it's just she was it was the holy experience really um molded me.
mm. I agree. I I think a lot of we learned a lot of cool concepts, and that I think it was drawing one class, and probably one of my favorite like concepts was negative space, and like how I think it's almost like reteaching you how to look at an object, and it just really changed the way I see things, how I draw. And even when I see buildings or people, it's like I'm looking at the space around them, not just them. And as weird as that is, but just like when it comes to drawing, I guess. And that that has like significantly helped me improve with just proportions or things like that. And I'll get to show you some pretty soon uh, of just some things that I've done. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
yeah, that was a wonderful class.
she's just I wish I can take more on down
Mhm.
the road, but drawing three, is it there a drawing three, a drawing four class?
There's a drawing 3. Mhm.
I didn't get to take that, so
Oh, it's okay.
maybe I don't care. I mean, um, um, I think me as a creative, like I did goodly, but I feel like I'm more able to learn if I don't take those classes. I
Mhm.
can learn like on the internet and stuff, and I love the experience, and just it really molded my faith growing and
Mm,
helped me to use that in my creative process.
mm. Man, I'm glad you said that. If you don't mind asking, how did it mold you?
Um, it molded me in a way like my thinking and being humble and before God, and just listening to God in the quiet space and learning from nature, what God did. He created everything from the ground up, like just getting inspiration from nature
Mm,
and what God does, and through that, and just following the footsteps of the creator.
yeah, I agree. I think one of my favorite things is just when I look at people, we see just like we see how God made them, and maybe they don't always see it, the person we're talking to. Like I think especially um just in my earlier years, just like dealing with a lot of insecurity and like um just self-image, and just having a lot of questions about how I look. But I think the more I've grown closer to the Lord, I think um, it reminds me that I am unique. Like I was made by Him, and the work we do, uh, it's like it can have purpose. It's not just meaningless work. And so but yeah.
God is, the ultimate creator, and nothing we do but through Him. Like He uses us, and at times when I create, like I don't feel like creating,
Mhm.
but I just get out of my foot zone, and open a paper, take out a paper, and just start sketching, and just do it, because just the doing,
Mm.
not the just procrastination, but just, getting out there and doing it. It just makes you motivated.
Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of like when you do one, you it kind of motivates you to try another one. Um, Sometimes, and even if it's not even the best drawing or something, like I guess maybe that can give you a desire to keep practicing and stuff.
I think our mind plays tricks on us, like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I not do this? Should I not do that? Like,
Hmm.
we keep like just learning to tune the mind out and just do it.
Well, actually, it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm asking questions all the time when I'm making work. So that makes us different, but that's a good thing. We do work differently, but that's not a bad thing.
There's
Like
good and
you're
there's bad.
Yeah, yeah. And you may have strategies that work better for you. And I think for me personally, I ask a lot of questions when I'm working on something like, should I don't know, when it comes to color, like, oh, should I use more warmer tones or cooler tones in this one? Or should I use, I don't know, this kind of paper or that kind of paper? Or is this going to be charcoal or pastel this time? Or
Mm.
so man, it's decisions, man.
They mold us. They really are the footprints that we make. It's like, when I'm drawing, like I make a mistake, for example, and I'm like, should I erase this or should I write over it? And
Mhm.
but I just go with the flow. If I make a mistake, I can erase it or I can go over it. It's like big whoop to do, you just do it.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, I feel that.
mm. So, do you have any like struggles as a creator?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Um, there's there's struggles, there's victories, and there's a lot of failed art projects, it seems. But I think I'm learning that I'm learning from the projects that didn't work out. Um, um, but I think with your question, like struggling as a creator, or creative uh, person, I think um, sometimes it has to do with uh, maybe having confidence of like, mm, or maybe if there's like a time aspect of like, oh, I need to have this done. Like, I think sometimes I I can struggle with having the confidence of being like, okay, I know I can get this done in 2 days or 3 days or something. Um, or or this kind of questioning of like, is this going to look good when I finish? And the reality is like you don't know until you try it out. And So there is some risk involved. And even though you're not necessarily working with people, you're kind of behind the scenes when you're doing these things. It can be a lot. It can be a mental battle in a way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that inner drive to just do the best you can and just finish it strong.
Yeah, it's like I was watching this show. I've been watching these doctor shows, drama shows, and the doctor, he's afraid of, killing someone. Pouring a Coca-Cola. Sorry for the marketing, but I love Coca-Cola. I love the brand. But the doctor who's cutting someone, like he's afraid of killing them because
with like in surgery.
Yeah, and he pushes past that because he's fixing or healing what's going on. It's like me as a creative, I'm afraid of messing up, of ripping at my artwork, but I don't know if it's that catastrophic. I guess I'm trying to find an analogy to what they go through and what we go through. Like, I guess making a movie for a professional movie studio and you're afraid that you edited something wrong in it, like you added a Coca-Cola can in the middle of the dinosaur park, or putting like a placing an iPhone in an 1800s maybe. It's like, oops.
Like it can seem out of place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as an artist, as a creative, like we're intentional with every piece we make. And we want to share our love for it to the world through our drawings, like process and what we do. And it's like we're the potters of the paper.
Yeah. And sometimes we just got to know when to call it done.
Yeah.
No, it's like, okay, this is the best I did. Like, I'm not gonna psych myself out. Like, you put in the hours, or you planned it out, and so yeah, I can resonate with with what you said. Yeah, that's real.
It's like just, I guess, like logo design. I want to make it really minimalistic, but I don't want to be too minimalistic. But when we had Dr. Holt, he taught us about how when we make a logo, we can't have something that's going to not be able to resize, like how big or how small we make. Make it like fit, in a way that it can be resizable. And just there's a lot of other logos out there like Coca-Cola. There's Sonic. There's many other countless logos. Do you have a favorite logo design you made in Dr. Holt's?
I do actually. Do you mind if I show it?
Sure.
Like, can I share it? I have some of them on here. If you give me just a second, I may be able to find it. This may take a second. But yeah, I think making it legible, having a logo that you can see from far away. That is so important. And because I've made things that had a lot of detail and they looked good, but it sometimes like you need to make it more generalized, but not too generalized though. It needs to have some, I don't know, it needs to have some detail, I feel like.
Yeah,
But
you can't
then,
make
then you have a
like
logo like McDonald's or something.
yeah.
And it's like the big golden arches, like you know what it is, and it doesn't need more details. But then I'm thinking of okay, what's another one? Chick-fil-A's logo, I guess. Like it's the whole text, the whole word written out, but then you have like that little detail of
Little
like the
chicken.
chickenness, the sea. And when I was a kid, I didn't notice it, but then I think they recently kind of updated it, and I think it's a little bit more noticeable now. But it's always been a wonderful logo. But
Chick-fil-A is the Lord's chicken. It's like every time I go there, it's like a home away from home. It's like you're in a little chicken house. Not literally, but they're making chicken, and just go in there. You're gonna run into a Christian who's gonna say my pleasure.
right.
But
Um, I was wondering, can you allow me to share
oh yeah.
on
Let's
screen?
see chat. I'm trying to figure out a way. Security, allow participants. There you go. I think it should allow you now.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
There it goes. Hey, I see.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So this is a little bit of some art and graphic design from just the past couple of years. These are some paintings I did, but I'm going to go down to the logo section. So most of these, not all of them are done in Holt's class, but for our Illustrator class, my favorite one was probably the top second one that says A Better Day Dental. That one I had made as like a sample logo to show my parents for their dental office, and their logo kind of seemed a bit outdated, so I wanted to make them something a little more updated. So it was really cool. I got to make it in class, but also show it to my parents, and they didn't use it, but that's okay. My goal was trying to make it look like a bridge over like an ocean with like a sunset in the back. And I had looked at other logos for dental offices, and they all had teeth. It was all like a tooth, or it was like a smile. And my mom was like, I don't want teeth. Like it's too cheesy or something. I don't want
Yeah.
any teeth. But I was like, it's a dental office though.
I guess it feels more holistic, the
Mhm.
logo. Like I'm moving my microphone. Is my microphone okay? Can you hear me well?
Yeah,
Cool.
I can.
But I feel like the logo is more vibrant, and it reminds me of an oasis. You're going to a new land where they're gonna make your teeth better.
Yeah. I guess she was wanting it to be like a bridge between like the dentist and the clients, and like where they meet and they
Yes.
form something to help better the client's future, to give them a better smile. And so that was kind of my idea. And but the thing with bridges though was like it seemed a bit too boring to have it just like a curve with just a, so I was looking at different kinds of bridges, and so I found an aqueduct, which is kind of like a bridge. And so that was kind of how I made mine to look like. And then my second favorite logo is on the bottom row, and it has a big S with a squirrel, and he's
Yes.
holding a paintbrush. And
Yes.
that one's my favorite logo. I use that in my business card and just other things like stickers. And it's kind of like my brand. It's like a
Yeah.
squirrel holding a paintbrush, and the squirrel is kind of like an animated character that is funny but also fast, and so I incorporate it with the S with my last name Smaltz, and this was a really fun one I did in the class, and over time I updated it, kind of simplified it, but using just like a limited color palette, like black and like a um, kind of like an off blue color, and and then of course the font. Picking a font was important. I chose a serif. This one was called Futura. I'm kind of saying a Spanish accent. Futura.
Futura.
Yeah, and or Futura, and that one is personally my favorite. If you need an extra font or something, um, but yeah, that's some logos for you.
Those are really. Oh,
What?
I can hear myself.
Oh, you can?
I don't know. Now I can't. Good.
Can you hear yourself?
Not now.
Oh, it's okay.
But I really love all the different logos you made. I love the one that says "Holy," the pillars of faith, Father,
Oh,
Son.
mm-hmm. I made that one for a friend actually. He was having a Bible study, and he needed a logo to kind of um coincide with that. And so it's a lot. This is a logo where I'm kind of breaking the rules here. Like in our class, we talked about kind of making it simplified. I'm using a lot of different fonts here. I'm using different colors. I'm using gradients. So this is like pushing it. Like I wouldn't use this logo for a business, but a logo like for a Bible study or like a pamphlet or a brochure,
Yes.
um, or something for an event, I feel like this would work.
Looks like something
But
you would
thank you.
print out on like a poster board, like an art poster, and you hand it out to different people.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You, I guess, let me see. Um, Show us some posters you made.
Oh, posters? Sure. These posters I made, these are some I made in a publications office when I was working at Lee. And I was in charge of I was assisting their graphic design department, and we did a lot of music posters. So we did um, a lot of different ensembles, choirs, guest artist recitals, um, with exception the middle two don't have to do with music, but they were just posters I made for either class, or I made one for a friend who has a kind of like a charity business. And so that middle one is called Lovebox, and it's got some pictures that I've some drawings that I've done, and then some photographs that my friend had made, and we kind of collabed on that one. So that was a fun project where
Cool.
it was photography, graphic design, and art all together, and that I feel like was a really cool way to do it. If you have to make poster.
I feel like me making a poster, like I did make a couple. It's just like you got to figure out the dimensions, the fonts you're going to use, how you're going to place everything. It's like um, you don't want to make it too complicated, but you want to make it visually appealing to someone who's going to look at it, who's going to watch the movie, go to the concert. It's all about the style you want to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think that's all the posters. Would you like me to show you some drawings that I've done?
Sure, let's go to that.
Okay. So I could go to the very top. These are paintings and drawings that I did of animals, and I did these mainly in college, except the left on the left side. There's a squirrel in a business suit, and he's in front of Capitol Hill. I did that one in high school. That was just a fun one. It's a bit satirical, but it's just, that one's my favorite because it's just, I got to just be very detailed, but it was a lot of colors. And then and the rest of them are paintings. There's on the far left, that's a still life of like a duck surrounded by a bunch of random objects, like a piece of bread and a big marble, a piece of cheese, a vase. That was an oil paint. And then this painting is also an oil. It's a bunch of dogs, and I was inspired by the meme Cheems, or he goes by Doge Dog, and like I wanted to collaborate a video game that I love, which is Super Smash Brothers, and it was Cheems and Super Smash Brothers put together, and it became this. It was a big, I don't know, I was inspired by like Star Wars posters, Marvel posters, Avengers, and then of course Super Smash Bros. And then put it together.
That's the one you did for Knox, right?
Yes. I mean, for Knox, who went to Lee, and yeah, he loved it. I'm so glad he asked me to do that one. But and then the last two more animals. We got Giraffe here. That was, I did not create this one. Like it wasn't. I was inspired by a photograph that I saw by an animal photographer. She does amazing photographs of animals. I honestly do not remember her name, which is bad, but I was just enthralled by the work she did, and just got inspired from that painting. And then the far right is another squirrel painting I did in drawing too.
How did you improve in your first drawing compared to your last drawing? How did you improve in the process?
I think I improved with just more projects. I think just the more projects I did, I think I noticed I was noticing things more. I think I was taking more risks when it came to color, and using like non-local colors, like using greens for people's faces or blues for shadows and things that you wouldn't normally see in real life. But like I feel like I kind of started noticing things over time. I think especially with people, I'll go further down on this. This is these are some portraits that I did about, I think it was in 2019, I believe, or in 2020. And this was a big step for me because I was not used to working at this size. I think they were like 11 by 17 or something. And that really pushed me to work bigger and also focus more on like expressions. Because I think when I'm working on an art project, it's normally like, okay, let's just fill it in as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's good. Sometimes you need to get the gesture in, and and then further on, I did a variety of things. So instead of just doing people our age, like in their 20s or 30s, I was doing more people that were older or people that were younger. So I think that was something that challenged me, because like the human face, like the it's gonna look different like when you're 5 versus when you're 50. And so on this left side, this is a picture of some kids of my previous boss, and it was for I think it was a Mother's Day gift. And but this was a really cool opportunity because I had to study their face and but also just kind of have fun with it, using some guides. And so that was a challenge I kind of saw improvement on with young children. And then on the far right is a portrait I did of my grandfather. And this was in oil pastel. And this, I think drawing hands, I think, has been a challenge for me. So I was really proud of this one, of how the hand turned out. And just using that sketchbook and asking people for advice. I think learning how to be okay to ask for help and know that it's okay. Like, you don't have to be perfect as an artist, and that you need to ask for help. Like, critiques were meant to be beneficial, not detrimental to you. And so I hope that speaks to you or anybody.
I know that I asked you for a lot of help, and you asked me for help, and just going to you because I didn't know how to draw this the right way, and you helped me to be better with how I developed the drawing skill. Like, I don't know how to draw hands, like, but now I think I know a little bit more how to draw a hand, but I still need more work on it. Just asking each other for help is a big way to grow as an artist, because if we didn't know how to draw the head, then it would look really big and huge compared to the body.
I still find myself falling into that. No, you're not alone. No, it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. I don't know who said it was easy, but there's techniques that can be helpful and make it easier. But it's overall, it's
I know that the one I did of that portrait, I'm going to show it in a few minutes, or probably 30 minutes, but you helped me to draw the shoulders out more, because I felt like it was lopsided, and you helped me to develop it more. So asking for help is a big skill.
Definitely, man.
But I guess that's all for your artwork, but we'll do more artwork as time goes along. Like your portraits you did in person. So I'm going to ask a few more questions.
Sure. Would you like me to unshare this page?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. That way we can, if you want to share it again, we'll do that, Tom. That way. But the next question I want to ask is, what I'm looking it up. I wrote so many questions, so many different words down. So have you done any artwork for the church? And well, you don't have to show it, but you can describe it. Like, what have you did for the church? In what ways? Like, describe that story.
Artwork for the church. I have done, honestly, I haven't really done much for the church. I guess I've done pieces for maybe church members, like kind of just individual pieces. But I will say I have a future opportunity to work on something at the church I'm at, and it's kind of been postponed for a little bit. I was working then, and it just didn't quite work with my schedule. But there was one really cool wall art idea, almost like a mural in a way, that would be painted on a wall, and it was going to be a bunch of mountains, and they were going to have different titles of like different themes, and that was one future opportunity. I think the logo design for the Bible study ministry, I think that was probably the closest I've done for, I guess, like a church, but it's mainly been for family, friends, and then or other businesses, or the school. And but I will say, even though it hasn't been just not as much for the church, I think I can still it's still a wonderful opportunity either way, and but yeah, hopefully more to come.
More to come. It's like it's so much fun being an artist, because with how much you're emoting and the people you're meeting, and it's like you're a celebrity, but you're not, but you are, and just sharing your artwork to the world and them seeing it and then buying it if they want to. It's like it gives you momentum, and your heart just being poured out to the world.
Yeah, definitely.
I am going, I guess the next I'm going to share my artwork I did, but
Yes, so
I'm going to ask
it's
you.
got to be you too.
Yes, both of us, like, we mold each other, we build each other up. And just us being artists, we are brothers.
That's true.
It's like I wouldn't know where I would be if I wasn't an artist and a Christian. God molding me, making me, using me. Like, I'm his art, and he is the artist, the ultimate artist. Just using me in every way, like every conversation, pointing back to him, and just, it's amazing. Like, the art I make, I want to help inspire people. I made this one artwork for my mom and stepdad for their anniversary and for New Year's.
Yeah, please show me.
So,
ooh, that's so cool. The bells.
It was very tough doing the faces, but rounded it out because I looked at it more and looked at the spaces around the objects, and just I tried to match it as close to as I can get. and smudged a lot of stuff, and just it's tougher than graphite, but easier, I guess, with graphite because you're freedom to mode it the way you want to. You're not bound down to stenciling things. But I have other artworks I made.
Do you have ones of nature? I feel like you did one of like mountains, or you made one for me that was like of a log cabin. Do you remember?
Yes.
That's at my apartment, and I love that one. It's like it's just like a cool, I don't know, it's a great landscape, and then this cute little log cabin. And was there a car in front or something? I forget.
Yes, it was a Jeep.
The Jeep. Yes. And
I have it on my Instagram. I have an option to share my screen with my iPhone. See. It's really, I love my Instagram page because me sharing my artwork to the world on Instagram helps my portfolio. There we go. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Cool. So I made a couple. Here's a house I made.
Yes.
And just
you have such a cool style with pen.
It's really cool. Like,
ooh, I didn't see this one actually.
Yeah.
And even like the way you write it out at the bottom, like it's just, it feels very personal and like I don't know, I like that one.
It reminds me of a photograph or an ode, one of those ode postcards.
Like reminds me of a Polaroid for some reason.
Yes. Here's one I made on a pumpkin.
Ooh.
It has a log cabin. Yeah.
I feel like I keep saying ooh, but that's the only word I can think of.
I think this is, added a log cabin. I painted it.
Nice.
No.
I love that one.
Yeah, that one with me.
Wait, show me the cat. Show me the cat drawing you did up there. It's, yes, that one. I like that.
It's like really stylistic.
Biting its tail?
Yeah, sleeping.
Oh, it's probably just like resting next to it.
Yeah, I drew it. He was resting, and I just drew him in the moment. Here's a Spider-Man 2. Punch me, I bleed.
It looks like him. I could tell that was Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Here's a globe I did.
Ooh, I like that.
New York.
Good color choice.
Thank you. That's the one I showed you. Here's a Norman Bates.
Norman Bates.
Yeah.
I forget who is Norman Bates.
He's on Psycho, the movie, and there's a show on AMC called Bates Motel. I was really inspired by that because the it's got this gritty style / mellow blues style to it. It's like really dark. Here's one I did a couple of days or a month ago. And there's a cat. But let's see if I have any more. Here's the Jeep one I did.
Yes, that was it. That was the one. You're really good at like showing depth and like even having something at an angle. I've noticed in a lot of the drawings you've shown, like the first or whatever's in the front, it's at an angle, which kind of leads your eye in, as opposed to just having it straightforward, which kind of just stops it, depending how it's done. But so it was a good It was a good artistic choice.
I love um I love like the depth of drawings that I make because I don't want to make it like really bland. I want to have a story to it. That's what I want to do with every one of my drawings, like have a story to tell of what happened. Um, uh, I guess we can roll to the next question. The job market, like, what does it take to be an artist today and selling, being starting a business with it?
Hmm. This is a good question. I think it's kind of a multi-part question or answer. Um, I think it takes perseverance. It takes a community. It takes friends that good connections, a will to just to try. And I think in my experience, it wasn't like I applied to be an artist. That's probably, I feel like the ideal situation I'd want to be in, if like, oh, I am applying to be an artist at this job. And it's not as common because maybe of what is available, at least near me. And but I'm sure there's something out there. I'm waiting, or I'm
Mm,
looking.
I
And
feel like
uh-huh.
you go ahead, but I was going to talk about the art in Cleveland and Chattanooga. Like
That's true.
a few years ago, there was not any available jobs that would take like logo designers. But I feel
It's
like
so
it's
ironic because I feel like now it's the opposite. Like
mhm.
they need logos or designs or something with all the new businesses. I mean,
I remember one of my cousins. He went to school for graphic design. It was
hmm
like back in 2003, but he graduated college after that. But it was hard for him to find a job because he'd have to go to California for the jobs. But I feel like it's slowly like building up, people wanting more creative jobs in Chattanooga, Cleveland, Atlanta. It's like it's even Atlanta, like Atlanta's the new Hollywood because so many people are filming there, like Stranger Things, Walking Dead,
hmm
movies that you wouldn't,
Marvel, right?
Marvel.
That's crazy. We're so close.
Like I think we went to, I think Sonoya, Georgia. You and me
Yeah.
went down there.
hmm
Um,
It's a beautiful town.
it was you didn't think it would be a movie town, but it is a
hmm
tourist location. I think
hmm
I saw like the Walking Dead studio and down there. Like we weren't going to go to it, but we were driving by it,
hmm
so we were just leaving. But I feel like just opportunities for doing filming, is so viable now. Like anyone can do it. Anyone can pick up a camera. Like it's so available.
Mm. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like um, I want to. I was gonna go do some filming and stuff, but with my iPhone, I used to do
Mhm.
like videos. Um, I want to see if I can share one of them.
Sure.
Let's see. Let's do try that. But do you have any experiences with filmmaking or friends that film make?
Hmm. I I don't really have experience in filmmaking, but I do have a sweet mate that was in filmmaking. and in his degree.
But I'm trying to find it. Let's see. Um, there it is. Oops, no, it won't share.
No kidding. Oh, that's okay.
But I want to talk about it. It's I'm filming in Chattanooga. I was with my ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
We were dating at the time, but we were walking on the bridge and it was like metal, and there's a street below with cars passing by. It was like urban, and I
Mm-hmm.
just want to make it like a very like a Apple commercial,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out really good. And I added a hip hop beat to it because make it really urban.
Mm-hmm. Why not? You know?
Yeah. Um, I think I did go to Atlanta once to film the city, and I made a really cool video out of that.
Yeah.
I think I've always been interested in filmmaking because just the style they do choose. You know, you can make a scary movie, you can make a good comedy movie, a romantic movie. There's not one topic you can choose. It's like so many other choices you can make. Like I
Mm.
have a friend who lives in Atlanta and he's a filmmaker, which I'm going to interview him probably next podcast. But he just, I'm thankful to have friends that are in the field and I can look at them, what they're going through, what their experiences are, and I can interview them and just sharing to the world of the people that I have that really inspire me.
Yeah, man.
Just
You go, Derek.
I'm figuring out any other questions. I have a caboodle of questions here.
Oh, man. Are we good on time? Are we?
Let's see, how long do we have? I didn't set a time. I wish there was a way we could. Um, it says zero. I don't know what's how long we are. I guess we'll go for another 30 minutes.
7 or something.
Probably about we start about 7:05. So I guess in the 8:05.
Sure.
But
You lead the way.
I want to talk about what God is doing through you through your art and what God did through you, you know, how he molded you into the artist you are, and what art you make that inspires people.
Mm, yeah. Man, it's a deep, loaded question. Well, I guess it kind of starts back with my story, um, um, of just how, um, I guess I would say it was probably in my freshman year. It was a really pivotal part of my life, and I was drawing, but I was really missing something. I think in my life, I grew up as a Christian, but I don't think I really knew. Um, I don't think I really knew Jesus. I don't think I had a relationship with him, um, and I just had a very radical encounter with God, in just the summer of 2016, and uh, it was a it was a trip. I went with about maybe 20 people, and um, I just remember, um, I had an experience. I had an experience where, um, everything I had gone through in, my life, things that I struggled with, things um, that kept me from growing, they were all coming to the surface. It was like I had to face them. I had to confront, um, these things, and God met me there. God, and I began to open up with the team I was with. And you might even ask, how does this have to do with art? Well, I think it's because I think it changed the way I do things. It changed. I think the Lord has helped me. I said earlier, but just see more meaning in my work, more and more meaning in myself, and maybe a weird way to put it, but just like more value. I mean, more value, and in others too. And so it's been humbling, I think, to do art. It's not all lofty, pompous, like even though having an Instagram page, it looks
Yeah.
like you're a fabulous artist, designer, but really it's humbling. Like
Deep
behind the
down.
scenes, you're an ordinary person, and with ordinary feelings and emotions, and so you don't always have the desire to make art. And but I think God reminds me that I'm not just what I make, and I'm not just what I do. I think growing up, I had a very strict performance mindset to do my best, and it was for other people to like me. And now it's more of like, I think in my relationship with Christ and walking in my faith, it's not like um it's not like I stopped working. It's not like I stopped, being me, but it was like uh it was like I changed perspective. I think I saw more value in others and in the work I was doing, and um at least I hope so. And sometimes it helps when you have other people in your life speak truth to you, and um, help you along the way. So the friends that I've made throughout school, and just through different states and stuff, especially being in Tennessee. Tennessee's been a big blessing.
Hmm.
I got connected with an art gallery there. It's called Hetzel Art Gallery Studios, and
We'll link anything. I guess we'll link the link if you want to visit if you're in Cleveland, Tennessee. We'll link it. If we can't link it, we'll show it in the description box for you to visit. It's a really cool place.
definitely, it's gorgeous. But one thing I didn't even resolve was, like, I was talking about this performance mindset, and I think what's helped along the way is knowing that my identity is in God. It's in Christ, and that and where do we find that? We find that in his word, in scripture. And one of my favorite verses is, it's technically it's a psalm, but it's David is saying it in the Bible. He's like, I praise you for your wonderful works. Like, for I know I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Hmm.
And I think that acknowledges his creator. He's acknowledging God. And he's also acknowledging that he has sight, he has vision in seeing the good and seeing what God's made. Um, and that he doesn't have to be afraid to be himself. He doesn't have to be embarrassed by who he is, but he can be himself to God, and especially where in his position. And I think I would say the same for myself. Like, I don't have to be ashamed or embarrassed to say, oh, I'm an artist, but that's not all I am. Like, and so it's a beautiful mystery, but also revealed in the same time. And
You're more
or something.
like, we're more than art. We're God's creation. We're a child of Him. We are
New creation.
new creations, image bearers. Just we're everything to God. We're everything God made us for. For community and for each other. We're not meant to do it alone. It's
Yeah.
like we ask for help when we need it. We reach out our hand for a guiding hand to help us. And We're not meant to suffer alone. We're meant to suffer with each other. And that's the beauty of what God put us here, so that we can love each other the way God sees us, loves us, to love one another, and to share their burdens, to carry the load. It's like me as a Christian artist, like I share the burden of what you go through as an artist, and I can pray with you, I can console you, help you through any problem you're going through. It's like
Hmm.
we're each other's counselors.
Sure. Yeah. Accountability.
Accountability.
Hmm.
But I want to do a multi-part episode.
Sure. Yeah.
Like have another day to interview you, because I feel like there's a lot more to wrap, and we can go in depth with each question and just make it like maybe a series.
Yeah, for sure.
I love these. I love interviews like these because it's
Me
just
too. Me
amazing.
too. I feel like I'm learning a lot just even doing this. I don't always get to share the stories, but it is very eye-opening.
But, we're going to, I guess, end it right here, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys loved the stories that we told, and just help to motivate you, inspire you to create, and just our heart, for you guys are so important, because just the heart of the artist, to share to the world of what we go through, and hopefully our experience help inspire you to do new things, step out, in faith, and just make new stuff. So we're going to end it. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful week. And we're going next episode. I'm going to interview my good friend, who lives in Atlanta. He's like a filmmaker, um, Trevor Hancock. So be prepared. It'll be not this Saturday, but next coming Saturday. I'll hopefully interview him. So we're going to end it right here, guys. Have a great and wonderful week. Goodbye.
All right.